fine with me. But, you know, you have guys like Tex Centric. I love what he did. You know, just funny, classy, you know, drinking away his sorrows. And, you know, that's that. Witty, obviously, you know, he punched a hole through his door and came on 2 days later and lives up to his bet. You know, he manned up. At least it looks like he's gonna, so I respect that. You know, that's a major league bet he made, and his team didn't back him up, so he did what he promised he would. I respect that. You know, Kremster, Fiacolet, you know, I watched all those videos after the loss, and, you know, y'all handled yourself well, I think. You know, last year after the botched snap game, Halen came on here and just made a 15-second video of him punching his table or something, and, you know, that's just raw anger and frustration. And, you know, this year it's just more composed and professional, and, you know, I don't know how that happens. Maybe you just learn to not make videos so soon after a loss, or think about, you know, what's going to happen. So, you know, it does suck. But, you know, you remember the good times. That's all I can say to you Cowboys fans who are down right now. And, you know, I know the Cowboy mentality is Super Bowl or bust. Jerry Jones thinks that. The Cowboys Nation thinks that. But in a time like this, when your teams let you down, in a time like this, you know, try and remember the good times this season. That's what I'm doing with Seattle. You know, we didn't achieve the ultimate goal. And that's, you know, unfortunate in itself. You know, we came up short in the divisional round, but I am remembering the good times. I'm remembering, you know, we did have a fun 5-game winning streak where I came on, you know, made videos, and it was fun watching all those wins string together. I remember the last-minute win against Cincinnati. You know, I remember the playoff win over Washington. I remember Matt Hasselbeck having a career year. I remember Marcus Trufant breaking out and having it all culminate with a touchdown return that sealed up a playoff win. And, you know, for you Dallas fans, remember the 13 wins. Remember T.O. and Romo and Barber all having these great years. Ware and Ellis winning Comeback Player of the Year. I know it feels empty right now because you couldn't even at least win a playoff game. You couldn't at least get to the Super Bowl, much less win it, but you know, don't think about it too hard, because it's like Halen said, you got no control over what happens in the NFL. You're along for the ride. When you're on a roller coaster, you can't control where the roller coaster is going to go. All you can do is take a seat, and wherever it's going to go, you're going to go with it. That's how you have to look at the NFL. However things go, that's how it goes. You just got to, you know, be able to accept whatever happens, so try and take the positives out of it. And, you know, I believe Wade Phillips needs to be fired. I've always somewhat thought this, but now I believe it more than ever. Wade Phillips is not ever, I would say ever going to lead a team to a Super Bowl victory. His coaching style is just not meant for that stage. I don't believe he's too great of a coach himself. I think he's too much of a people person. I think he's too worried about pleasing his players and not about winning. You know, there are so many articles out there right now talking about Wade Phillips and what he did wrong and all this, and I agree with most of it. The last month of the season, Dallas did not play well. They played their worst football of the year probably, and he just didn't seem to particularly care. He you know, tried to explain it, put it on injuries, put it on just being lazy. Some teams can't turn it on and off like a switch. Some teams don't know how to appreciate a bye week. Seattle knows how to use a bye week. When we get that bye week, we are much better. When you give us the number 1 seed and you send the playoffs through Quest Field, 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, we're going to the Super Bowl. That's just how it works. But if we don't get that bye, if we don't get that rest period in home games, it's just not going to happen. So we know how to use a bye, and There are other teams out there, like Green Bay knows how to use their bye. Indy's a team that doesn't know. When they get the bye, they seem to struggle. They're rusty. That's what happened to Dallas. New England knows how to use their byes. Stuff like that. And Dallas just didn't know how to utilize their bye. And maybe it comes back to the vacation to Mexico. I'm afraid about making too big a deal out of that. But then again, I look at what Tom Brady did over the bye week, studying tape after tape after tape of Jacksonville. All 16 of their games, he was watching game film, and look what he did. 26 of 28. You gotta wonder, what if Romo had sat himself down and watched a ton of New York Giants game footage instead of going on that vacation? It's something to think about. We'll never know. We'll never know what would have happened if he hadn't, but, like I said, it is what it is. Anyway, back to Wade Phillips. I just don't, as a head coach, he kind of disgusts me personally, because I don't like his style, I don't like his methods, I don't like how he goes about what he does. And I don't see him ever leading any team to a Super Bowl win. Now I'm questioning if he can even win a playoff game. Get him out of there, sign up Jason Garrett, I say, let's move ahead with that. And that's that. So we got our championship series. New York at Green Bay and San Diego at New England. Tentative picks right now, I'm taking the home teams. I feel pretty confident in that. The way I see it, San Diego, they're due for a disappointment, I think. Norv Turner versus Bill Belichick, I don't see it happening. And I think Phillip Rivers is due for some mistakes if he plays. The Chargers are beat up emotionally and physically from their 2 tough games that they played. I got New England taking this one. I'm hoping it's close. It's interesting, but I have my doubts. I would love for the Chargers to win, though, just because I don't want to see New England go 19-0. That's just me personally. Some of you guys want to see history made. I don't. And I also am going to take Green Bay. I think that their offensive weapons are too much. I don't think New York's going to be ready for the weather. And that's that. And before I go, I want to comment to, congrats to I'm Dat Dude 2K7. He's a Packer fan. And he commented on my videos after the game, probably, a pseudo shot at me that I probably deserved. But just to comment, he said, I said something about Ryan Grant in my video. I felt we could shut him down. I was wrong. Maybe he's a better player than I gave him credit for. Maybe he's just more adept to playing in bad weather than we were. Our secondary just couldn't tackle today. It's several different things, but, he's a player. And, I've always thought that.